He was 27, sitting in a dark room lit only by 6 monitors. Bitcoin was crashing. Nasdaq futures were tanking. And Ethan just froze. He had spent 2 years studying Jesse Livermore, the man they called the boy plunger, the greatest tape reader who ever lived. Ethan thought he understood market psychology. Until that night. He watched his P&L flash red, then green, then red again. His breathing turned shallow. His hands trembled as Price made one final fake-out before plunging. He hit buy, not because the chart said so, but because fear whispered, "You're missing it." And in that single second, he learned what no trading book could ever teach. The tape doesn't lie, but your emotions do. That night, he realized the truth Jesse Livermore had hinted at, but never said aloud. Tape reading isn't about predicting price. It's about reading your own mind while the market tests your nerve. Welcome to 10 Tape Reading Secrets Jesse Livermore Never Shared Publicly. These are the hidden psychological codes of trading, the ones Livermore lived, bled, and broke over, and the same ones that will either make you rich or ruin you completely. Secret number 1. The tape never speaks first, your mind does. Livermore used to say, "The market is never wrong, opinions often are." But what he really meant was this: every trader projects onto the tape. You don't see price. You see your fear of missing out, your need to be right, your hunger to escape pain. Ethan learned this after blowing his third account. His entries weren't based on data. They were emotional reactions disguised as analysis. The best tape readers? They wait. They let their emotions settle until the chart becomes silent. Then, and only then, they listen. Trading isn't about being fast. It's about being emotionally still while the world panics. Livermore never wrote that down, but every trade he took proved it. Secret number 2. The tape tests your identity before it rewards you. When you sit before the market, it's not your strategy being tested, it's you. Livermore used to lose everything, rebuild, then lose again. Why? Because he was learning not how to trade, but how to be a trader. The tape doesn't care about your plan, your dream car, or your YouTube strategy. It's asking one question. Can you hold your composure when your ego is on fire? Most traders never fail because of price. They fail because they can't stand uncertainty. Livermore mastered it by training himself to feel fear without reacting to it. That's why his greatest trades were always preceded by his greatest pain. He used pain as data, emotion as signal, and silence as edge. Secret number 3. The market rewards emotional neutrality. Livermore said, "The big money is not in the buying or selling, but in the waiting." He wasn't just talking about price. He was talking about emotional balance. Ethan learned this after a brutal week of wins followed by one oversized loss that wiped them all out. He realized he wasn't trading charts. He was trading his last emotional high. Livermore knew that if you can't stay neutral when you're up, you won't stay rational when you're down. The tape rewards those who feel everything but react to nothing. That's the true skill, being internally calm in external chaos. When your emotions match that rhythm, you become part of the tape, not a victim of it. Secret number 4. The tape punishes impulse and rewards patience. Impulse traders don't lose because they're wrong. They lose because they're early. They react before confirmation. Ethan used to jump into trades the moment he felt a move coming. 9 times out of 10, the market shook him out, then moved exactly as he predicted. Livermore's hidden edge was patience that bordered on obsession. He would watch and wait and let the tape talk first. He said his best trades caught his attention, not his intention. You can't hear the tape if you keep shouting over it with your opinions. Sit still in discomfort. That's the crucible of trading psychology. Secret number 5. The tape manipulates the majority to reward the minority. The tape, especially today, is designed to deceive. Stop hunts, fake breakouts, engineered liquidity zones. It's psychological warfare. Livermore said, "The public wants to be told. They will always listen to hope before truth." That's why the tape flashes opportunity right before it reverses. Ethan stopped asking, "What's the market doing?" and started asking, "What are most traders feeling right now?" When he sensed fear and greed without joining them, He started to win. Secret number 6. Volume speaks louder than news, but only to the calm mind. Livermore read the tape, not the headlines. Volume wasn't numbers. It was emotion translated into movement. Spikes meant panic. Silence meant fear. When the world screamed, he waited for exhaustion. Volume shows emotion, he'd say. But emotion blinds you to volume. Ethan learned to fade the noise and follow absorption. Livermore didn't trade news reactions. He traded emotional depletion. Secret number 8. The tape rewards obsession, but punishes attachment. Livermore loved the market, but wasn't married to it. He was obsessed with studying price, not with proving himself. Ethan learned to love the process, not the profit. Losses became tuition. Wins became feedback. If you can be fascinated by the market's behavior, but unaffected by its betrayal, you've cracked the Livermore code. Secret number 9. The tape rewards those who think in probabilities, not predictions. You can't predict, you can only prepare. Most traders crave certainty, but the tape speaks in probabilities. Livermore approached every position like a scientist. When I am wrong, I am out. That is all there is to it. That's not cold logic, that's psychological freedom. Detach ego from outcome, and chaos becomes opportunity. Secret number 10. The market rewards self-awareness above all. Livermore's journals reveal it clearly. Your greatest edge isn't a setup, it's self-awareness. He knew his own triggers: greed, boredom, revenge. Every journal entry was emotional data. Self-awareness was his leading indicator, the only one that never lags. If you don't learn your cycles, the market will teach them, expensively. Secret number 11. The tape rewards silence after chaos. After every major win or loss, Livermore would vanish. No trades. No predictions. Just silence. He knew emotional aftershocks distort perception. Ethan copied that. After a win, he stopped for 24 hours, killed greed before it mutated into recklessness. Most traders destroy their edge after the trade, not during it. Livermore's final secret was recovery. True mental reset. That's how he survived storms that broke others. Before we move into the final psychological breakdown, take a second. If this video hit you deep, smash that like button and subscribe. It helps this message reach traders who need it most. Because mastering trading isn't about charts, it's about mastering your mind. The final lesson. The tape doesn't just show price, it shows you. Livermore said, "The game of speculation is the most uniformly fascinating game in the world, but it is not a game for the mentally lazy or emotionally unbalanced." Ethan finally understood. The market was never punishing him. It was revealing him. Every chart asks, who are you right now? The gambler who needs to be right? Or the observer who seeks truth? That's what Livermore meant by reading the tape. He was reading himself through price. The Livermore mindset in today's market. Technology changes. Human emotion doesn't. The best traders aren't the smartest, they're the calmest. Livermore taught that the market amplifies whatever's unresolved in you. That's why greed feels louder than logic. That's why patience feels like pain. And that's why 90% of traders fail. Not from lack of skill, but lack of emotional stamina. Rewiring the inner tape. To master tape reading today, don't just study price, study reaction. Notice what your mind does when you're wrong. Notice what it does when you're right. That's the true tape. Livermore's edge wasn't in charts, it was in awareness. He made every decision from emotional clarity, not impulse. That's the edge AI will never replace. The reflection. When the tape falls silent. Picture this. Markets closed, monitors dark. Ethan sits in silence, the same room where he once lost everything. He whispers Livermore's words. "It was never my thinking that made the big money. It was always my sitting." That's not about patience, it's about psychological endurance. To sit through uncertainty. To trust your plan when emotion begs for chaos. That's what makes legends. Livermore's final words to the modern trader. If he stood here today, he'd say, "Son, you don't lose to the market. You lose to your own reflection. Every candle you chase, every revenge trade you take, it's not strategy failing. It's self-awareness missing. The market rewards restraint, control of fear, control of greed, control of the need to act when silence is the real trade. The most successful traders today aren't the loudest, they're the calmest. If this message hit deep, if you felt Livermore's ghost whisper through these lessons, like, subscribe, and share this video. This isn't about hype. It's about mental precision, about rewiring your mind to think like Livermore. Because the tape doesn't just tell stories of markets, it tells the story of you.